What's up? It's me. You don't know who I am, and that's okay. You probably don't need to. I want to show you something that's kind of got me thinking. So, I think a lot, come up with stuff randomly, and then I type it in the search. I search it, and I figure out like, hey, I found it. Great, that was easy. I got that at the top of the search list. But then I'm like, I was thinking of what is this? Like, here's content, and people monetize content, right? And they get paid, whether it's based on views or whatever. Um, a lot of like musicians, they get paid in residuals, and residuals are basically like extended plays. Like if you have a song that gets played on the radio, like classics, like they've been playing on the radio for 30, 40 years, and those bands are still getting some residual pay. You know, it's just what happens. Um, it's just part of the music industry. It's a whole different thing that I thought about. Like, okay, well, you get a good deal with Spotify paying $10 when you said pay $10 for one CD, you know, and you're getting access to all this shit. So who knows? There's a whole bunch of stuff we could talk about, but I'm going to show you an example of how filtered things get, and how credit doesn't go to where it's deserved, and it just by the time it gets there, there's nothing left. Okay, so what I did was I had thought, about my mantras in life. Just give it your best, and do the best you can with what you got, and have no regrets, right? That may remind some people of someone by the name of Eyebrow. Just kidding. William Hung from American Idol. So I went to YouTube and I searched a video. They don't want me to show you. They are fighting me right now. Look at how fast that happened. That was fast. That was fucking fast. It's in the metadata, man. You can't get rid of it. That's what you get for doing the wrong thing. Here's my example. Here's where I got to, and then I wasn't live, and I decided I want to make a clip of it and show you how filtered things get and how wrong it is. And what happened there was I just literally clicked back on my YouTube to go back to the video, because autoplay, and the video's gone. It started, but then it just automatically redirected to a different thing. That's because I am too good at what I fucking do. People don't like what I do because it doesn't benefit them, and they would have to admit they did something wrong, or they're getting money, they're receiving something that they otherwise didn't work for or deserve. So I did some work here to make a visual representation of all that's wrong with content, and when you monetize it, and how it works. Alright, so the first thing I see is what I searched for was I put in YouTube, but the YouTube, I guess you can't see it here because I cropped it out of Paint. Even better. Even better. Oh, great, that got me started on this autoplay thing. Great, we're going to talk about that, but first I have to make this point. Pay to win, you guys are dicks, all of you. Oh, good job, you finally get paid to win. Yeah, I get it. What I searched for here is William Hung. I knew who I wanted to see what kind of results I wanted to get. I got them, right? But this person has uploaded the clip. Okay. Now it's not. I don't know who this person is. Whether it's they monetize or not is not a. I don't know. I just know that most people would give credit to the person that uploaded the video. Correct? Right. So, I don't. I hope he's not trying to take the model of viral clips of the past and creating a channel of just other viral clips that he may be taking from, whatever. I mean, he didn't create it. He didn't record it from TV, from being there with the VCR. At that time, it was probably a VCR. DVDs didn't allow you to record straight to disc, but computers allowed you to rip. But maybe that stuff wasn't quite as popular back then. Going memes and virality was not as big back then when William Hung happened. But anyways, he didn't. I guarantee you, this person did not sit there, witness that moment happen on live TV, be like, "Oh man, should have been recording that," right? So I'm not gonna say. I'm just gonna say he doesn't get credit. I would not credit him anything. Okay. All he did was upload the video, and whether how he got to be the #1 search result, I don't know. I don't know how that works. Why is it the same for everybody? If somebody else typed in William Hung, would they have gotten the same search results? I don't know. I just know that this was within the top few, and I clicked on it. Okay. So I don't give him credit for it, because he got the video from somewhere. And before we get to the source, obviously it looks like he ripped it from eBaum's World, which looks like eBay, MSW, or LD, or ID, use whatever. There's something there, but they aren't the creators of this content either. They hosted it and are probably, I don't even know if they're still around anymore. Anyways, they don't get credit either, because they got it from a broadcast of a show on Fox, right? But yeah, there's other people that, they didn't really create the moment either, right? American Idol did. What? No. American Idol is the name of this entity, this entertainment broadcast that a bunch of people are a part of to make up for. So who really made the call, right? Who decided this was, it definitely wasn't Simon. It wasn't Paula. And it wasn't Randy. They contributed. They're part of the content. So, maybe they get some residuals. But I'm telling you, by the time we get down, it wasn't Coca-Cola. And I like Coke. I support Coke. But none of these people really made the content, right? The content creator, the source of the content, is Mr. William Hung, who was whether he was a paid actor or a plant or a guy that just, I don't know. But someone encouraged him to go. For some reason, he was at American Idol for an audition. And I know that American Idol screens people because, thousands of people show up, right? You got a bunch of people. They got to narrow it down to what makes it TV, so they got to edit, they got to filter, right? So, if you knew you weren't going to get on, if you weren't a competitor in a singing competition, and you obviously have no skill, how did he get through so many filters, right? How did he get to the filters, the 3 judges? This isn't the point I'm trying to make. This is something that pops up along the way. Whether this is right or wrong, morally, ethic, I don't know. I'm just saying, someone made a decision at some point that this guy was going to get a spot, in front of these judges. Now, there are people out here that actually might have some talent, or, maybe not, the next American Idol, but they still can hold a note, William Hung obviously couldn't. No offense to him, it's not, hey, I don't think he's complaining either. But he gave it his best, gave it his all. When you get through on Spirit in a singing competition, player participation trophy, I mean, is it really a bad thing? I mean, what do the other people think? I mean, is anybody really mad about that? Like, there probably is somebody that's mad. That sounds exactly like the terrible singer. That's what they're doing. Because they can't sing. And I hear them singing downstairs all the fucking time. They're ruining. They better not be singing over my music. They better not. This is gonna piss me off. You guys see, this is the roller coaster that I go on every fucking day with this. My thought process is it's bad enough as it is. And then you start it, and then you just watch it go. And you don't know when to stop. This isn't healthy and this is not right. Okay, anyways, so William Hung deserves credit. So if there's any monetization for this video, it probably has to start with the creator of the content. You should just go, William Hung. I mean, I'm sure he may not have a YouTube channel, and they may not know how to give him the monetization credit for this piece of content that he is the source of. But is the source really that important? We all know that that's not how the world works. William Hung signed an NDA. So, William Hung signed an NDA. And I bet there is a clause. You know how like people putting their fingers in things. There's a clause somewhere that this is it. This is your one time. Anything after this doesn't matter. We own this footage. gamer fuel. Right? It's always in the streams. People use it for a sponsor. It reminds me of Bach. Bakusu. And Folgers. Folgers sent me sponsorship. It was a joke. It was a joke. Think anything was gonna happen? Me? I'm just a nobody. But apparently, I stumbled upon a crystal skull. Anyways, it was probably worded in a way. Replicator's first profit from the region anyway was better. wasn't the host. He wasn't the host for. Did he give up American Idol to do something else? Entertainment Weekly, I thought, right? It was a competition. They went with Rising Chris. There was somebody else that was the first season of American Idol. There was a second host. Anyways, that's just how the industry is. Look how fucking cruel and ridiculous and what are we gonna do? All I can do is worry about me. Who Mr. Seacrest deals business with, I don't care. Yeah, I know he's got his claws somewhere. The Kardashians. But you can't knock people for doing what they're doing and profiting. You can't. The people that take the words and manipulate them, the writers. The writers of the law. Because, for all we know, William Hung could be a writer that translates and works for whoever it is. It could have been an inside job. It could have been planned. Maybe they thought the show needed something, and maybe he's known the whole time. And maybe he's secretly getting kickback. Who knows? We don't. This is what it looks like. This is what I can make it look like. That William Hung's getting dicked over. Why? Because the man's hung. Right? It could be a joke. I don't know. There's a funny stereotype that's kind of funny. Anyways. Oh god. Let's go back. Quick escape. It could be an inside job the whole time. He could be an intern at, he could have been working for Coca-Cola and like, hey, this guy's funny. William Hung's like, no, I know. Oh, I see myself in the mirror all the time. I'm very bad, but I think I'm funny. Is that racist if I do that? But like, maybe he's in on it. Like, I swear to God, maybe he knows. The only way to know is to ask him, and he can lie, and we will never know. Like, for a second, I thought he was Psy. I was like, oh my god, they turned William Hung into Gangnam Style. They're doing reparations. But it wasn't. I don't think they're... Or maybe William Hung had something to do with that. Maybe he gave it... Maybe he had an opportunity to give his light to somebody else. That's what happened. You know what I'm saying? I'm stuck because somebody wants to keep the light and give it away. Cake and eat it too. I'm going to keep doing things like this until somebody else intervenes. Not knowing where I am is not an excuse. Everybody knows where I am. Not knowing my name is not an excuse. Not knowing how to find me is a lie. Not knowing how to find me, or who I am, or what I look like, is not an excuse. If you don't know how to find me, actually, you know what? That narrows the field. Actually, if you can find me, if you know how to find me, you're probably involved. You're part of the problem. Or you consider yourself the solution and me the problem. It doesn't work, it goes both ways. So, the ladder of supremacy. Right? People don't hide all this shit or go back and fix all this shit, set it up. Nobody does this. Nobody does all this work and makes everything connected for a reason. It's either coincidence it's almost like there's no way it's not. There is so much. The value that I assign the connections, I understand, is kind of subjective. But you can't argue with logic. Do something different, do something other than streaming, fine, I'll do something other than streaming. Entirely different. But like, try out to be on American Idol and try to sing? Okay. I'll take my little drum machine and set up a performance. How could you be an American Idol? You didn't even sing. Yeah, I play an instrumental song. My voice is the computer. I'll push button. Hello. What did you do today? Let me sing for you. I'd like to present you, Mr. You know? Okay, that's pretty cool, but this is a singing competition. Oh, okay. Hold on, let me add a different track. Oh, you sampled the singer. Yeah. Well, they're singing, right? Is that a hack? It's a hack. Oh, so you can say this is a singing competition. You don't want a Delta win? I use a Delta voice. Well, you're not singing. No, but I am using and making great. You know, making something entirely new and creative. But, you're not singing. Right, but I'm doing something as equal. Well, we don't think it's as equal. You're right. It's not equal. It's not as loud. It's not as captivating. It's not as doesn't. You know what? I could probably. I'm just saying. I mean, singing competition. I understand that. Yes, within the rules of this competition, I do not apply. But do not invalidate my talents. You can give it a nod. Give it a shout out. Shine a little bit of light on it. It's okay. A little bit of charity. But don't immediately or shut someone down like that. Like what her name was doing stream. Don't date streamers. Like don't do this. Like don't tell people what to do. It's okay to define what works or not for you and make suggestions. There's nothing wrong with the power of suggestion. In fact, suggestive selling is how things get sold. It's something they teach you in retail. Recommending other products. The power is suggesting more. So suggesting more never hurts. It's not mean to you're not demanding them to buy anything, you're not forcing it down their throat, you're just suggesting. And sometimes you can suggest subliminally, which is what a lot of this is, subliminal suggesting. SS. Right? And there's nothing wrong with it until somebody is getting hurt or somebody gets in trouble. Right? I'm not trying to blame anybody. I am weeding through the leads. I am trying to fine comb the details. I have to speak and make visual representations and see things in order not only for me to understand it and to remember, but on the chance that somebody can hear me or somebody can see me or someone can SS stream snipe. That's what it is. That's why I do the things I do. Because I want to do what's right. One of the best compliments someone ever gave me was that I do the next right thing. And that's a compliment because that means you have integrity. But look, I was like, oh, title generator. Oh, well, what does the title do? I was going to tell you what was coming up. I was going to spoil you. So the title generator gives you some spoiler. I was like, oh, well, like I saw the word notification, it just kind of stuck out, like not, no, like, oh, like if I had opposition, it would say like, oh, not if I see A, and TION is, anything that ends in TION is a process. So, you know, multiplication, reproduction, you know, whatever. Not if I see a process, right? Like a process. I could break it down even further. Not if I see a T, like TTKK. I own, ION. Not if I see a T, I own. So somebody owns T, right? Or not if I see cat Katie on, which is the other. Or yeah, not if I see Katie on. So I can't go live, not if Katie on, which is maybe the name of the people in the basement. Not if I see fication. That would be the process of making fiction. Or naughtyfication. Go live, naughty, fication. I mean, it could be a million things. I mean, I could go any direction with it. I could get spicy with it. I can get literal with it. I can get James Bond with it. I could do whatever the fuck I want with it. The thing is that there's something there. And can there be nothing there and it just mean the word notification, like that's what's gonna pop up on people's phones? Absolutely. That's the path of least resistance. To just not resist the truth. I'm trying to not resist the truth. But the thing is, it's causing a lot of problems for me. Not resisting causes me more problems. Falling in line and conforming and doing what people are telling me to do causes way more fucking problems than when I revolt, get lazy, and I don't do it. See, this is a thing. It's a convenience. I guess it's not a privilege because it doesn't really benefit me any, but it's a convenience to be able to do that. The convenience of this ability to do something has been taken away from me. It is gatekept. I am locked. I am jailed. I am being punished, and that's okay to punish people for things they've done wrong, but they need to know that they've done wrong. You can't punish somebody for something they did, and if there's a statute of limitations, something they did in the past, you can't come back and be like, hey, this is something we got to punish you for now because it's against the law now. It was against the law then, but it is now. So we're going to punish you for it. You can't punish me for something now thinking, oh, well, in 10 years, that's going to be a problem. You can't do that. This NDA shit, whoever has it needs to present it. People are like, oh, suck my dick. Like, present it, man. You ain't going to show it? So what the fuck? Well, I don't want you to. Then don't say it. Then don't say it. Do something different. Present me the options. Can't do that. Don't talk to yourself. Okay? Shut up and I won't answer you. Don't go live. Why? That wasn't a good enough reason, so I go live. Everybody says we have to do something about this, right? And it's just somebody else trying to get somebody else to do something. That's the circle. Like I said, I need to go to the final boss. If you want, we all know that's the answer. Big bad boss, whoever it is. If that's the answer, I need to know who it is. And then the people that are in my way of communicating with this person need to either get out of the way or provide me an alternative option. That may look like a form of a plane ticket or a bus trip or, just the identification of who is in charge. And then when I get there, I'm gonna be like, who made these NDAs? And I got a truth serum. And you want to know what I could do? I could put it in your beverages, which I appreciate the aluminum cans coming. Or my mother bought aluminum cans this time because I was starting to notice that these Coca-Cola bottles that I was drinking from, I would turn it, and it wouldn't make the sound of being carbonated. Like it wouldn't make the ch, and then the cap wouldn't snap. Like I'm like, oh my god, that could have been opened previously, and I wouldn't have known. But also, it could have just been that a hack, because you could kind of take a little wedge thing and kind of wedge the cap off, and then probably apply like a heater gun, shrink wrap, and it would seal the plastic up. Because that's why I keep feeling drug tests, because they are planting evidence. Yeah, they mad about that. They really mad about that. Yeah, they don't like that. It's those two. There's someone out there. Even if you're on the bad side, dude. You can change. Things can be different. And way better. Not just you, not just me, but everybody we care about. You know, I just hope that we don't have to, start doing this. Filtering people. Because that's a problem. There's nothing wrong with the process when you are looking for a specific thing. But, when there's loss of life. You know what I mean? Like, on a grand scale, in this sad reality that, the Holocaust had happened. And that's what that process was. You call people throw around the term Nazis, or, like to accuse people of, evil things. But the process, in which evil got away with it was because, nobody did anything. But, every day we are using that same process to get what we want. What we all want is something different. How we get there is a process of elimination. It's an idea, it's a concept. It's not evil. It's not wrong. It's the words that you use to identify this process. The process of the Holocaust, that doesn't end in T-I-O-N. That was an extermination, but the Holocaust is unique. It was almost a genocide. And it happened, and it's sad. Unfortunately, we're humans, and, any loss of life is sad. You do things to make sure that they didn't die for nothing. When you see evil, you stop it. But, if you didn't have what it takes to defeat evil, it's okay. We forgive you. And we live amends by trying to make sure it doesn't happen again. That's living amends. Doing your best not to repeat the cycle. We can repeat the cycle of the world over and over again, but I guarantee you that process will never happen again. Well, let's be literal. Humans should never put humans through that type of process ever again. I understand that it's happening probably all over the world. That there's these pockets of evil that you can't solve everything just by me saying it. Okay? There's work. There's things that have to be done. There's right ways and wrong ways. There's a million things. The idea, though, you can keep for yourself and do your part by just not perpetuating evil, which is different to everybody. I think if you do, for every action there's an opposite reaction. All right, well, what about those positive reactions? For every action there could be a positive reaction too. Do you get buffed by the positive reaction to your reaction? Actually, yeah, you do, because that's how I get ahead. I'm not worried about these negative reactions. Okay, in fact, I try to have as many negative reactions as possible. I try to have more positive reactions. The only way you guys are getting negative reactions out of me is by not reacting. So instead of me taking my W's and or the things that I do good or the things that I get proud of myself for, the way I used to keep myself motivated and champion myself because nobody else would fucking do it, is to take away the things that I feel good about. You literally just want the negative reactions. Because why? Bad publicity is good publicity, right? I get it. Like, okay, fine. But let me know that was a stipulation. That was a possibility that could have happened. You don't let me know anything.